What's good, YouTube? SlimTv here to put in a good word or two. Today I wanted to talk about how you have to be unbalanced to get balanced. A lot of times on this channel I've said, it's a beautiful balance. You have to find your balance. And it's important that when you're searching for this balance that you realize that you have to be unbalanced first. A lot of times in my life I have adopted certain mindsets. And then after I have adopted them, and after they get proven wrong, I then have to go back and try and rework on, how I think and, how I move. And I believe that as humans, we will never be perfectly balanced. Like I said in, my Sells Perfect Mindset video, we can never be perfect. But we can always try and get as close to that balance as we can. But we will never actually be perfectly balanced, man, because if someone was actually perfect, if we were all perfectly balanced, we could all come to agreements on certain things, or at least a common understanding. But as humans, it seems that we don't have that capability. As a whole, of course people can come to common agreements, but like as a whole, the earth in general. But yeah, you have to trial and error things. You have to put yourself out there to see what works and see what doesn't. You can't just go out there with this mindset that you already have the perfect answers, or you can't go out there with this mindset that you're not going to run into roadblocks, or that you're not going to come across adversities. And what these adversities do is that they make you unbalanced. They take you off your square. And then when you start to realign yourself, you're better than you were last time, because now you have the information from said event that happened. Like, let's just say I'm growing a plant, right? And I'm only watering it two times a week. Then the plant dies. I have now learned that I need to water that plant more. I need to water it more times a week. And that's really simple. That's what I mean by unbalanced to balance. You have to go out there and scrape your knee. You have to go out there and bump your head multiple times in order to find your sense of balance. And that's just like for like the physical. As a person, man, you really have to explore yourself. You have to explore like who you are as a man or who you are as a woman to find the balance within you. You have to take the good and the bad about yourself, and you have to make the bad about yourself a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you are really stubborn, and while you can hold that back on certain conversations, right? You can hold that back in certain situations. Like if you're in a meeting, instead of being stubborn, maybe you could just be quiet and listen. But then, in certain other situations, when let's say, you're out at the club or something, and, someone is trying to force you to take this drink, you're stubborn enough to say no. So there's pros and cons. And when you combine, some of the things that are labeled as bad and some of the things that are labeled as good together, that's how you can find the balance within you. Or that's one of the ways. There's many ways to find the balance, but you first have to explore who you are as a human. And, like I was saying earlier, when you start to explore yourself as a human and who you are as a person, and then when you go out in social interactions and situations, and when certain sides of you come out, you are then able to look and say, well, I didn't really like that I did that, and what I did was wrong, but I see situations where that could be helpful for me in the future. So, moral of the story, go out there, bump your head, physically and mentally, and get unbalanced so that you can try and find your center, find who you are as a person, and be, the best version of you. That's all I have for this video. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Love y'all. Peace.